What's up, friends? Empress Dannie here, back with another episode of the Daily Grind. You already know I'm pouring you up a nice hot cup of Joe. I'm going to get your day off to a bright and beautiful start. Shall we jump in for today's messages? I feel a real tribal vibe. So, for me, that means playing a little bit of tunes that get me prepared for the day, right? Spending some time, perhaps, with the ancestors, right? With your tribe, if you will, basking in the ambiance of who you are could certainly be a beneficial part of your day. I feel energy cleansing from you. So some of you, you may realize right now that you are shedding. This could certainly be like perspectives constantly changing. You could also be shedding your need for certain things or the desire for certain things. This can include people, but I definitely feel like a release is taking place. But it's on the other side of what feels like something that's coming in. And I really kind of sense that you may be in a position where you can tell like this, you're being guided through whatever this is. Because it feels a little bit like you're not really doing a whole lot. This is kind of like built-in protection that's like just being it's almost like when you're a little bit tender. Something makes me feel like you're a bit more held during those times than other times. Ooh, the card that we got for the day is Hawk and Bee. This makes me feel like you're receiving some sort of message. This reminds me, channel messages. I heard the song, I want to say her name is Anita Wills, and there's a song that she sings. I know that he will, Jesus will. Oh yes, Jesus will. He'll fight my battles. Something makes me feel like you have been putting in a lot of like effort to get some things done. It feels like really pushing yourself to show results, and I'm not getting like a pressure push. I'm getting like just making sure that you're being about your business. The hawk usually comes in. That's always a message of divinity. It always feels very divine. This is a truth telling energy with the hawk. So when it comes in to get your attention. It's either telling you something to do, right? Get busy on this, or to do this. And you know that that's like the voice of God because it comes through as like a clarion call that you can't miss. There's also an aspect of the hawk that is this that can be on the other side of you already having listened and having responded or acted, that is coming through saying like it's sending a very clear message that that's what you were supposed to do. Sometimes you take on hawk energy where you will either say or do things that are, I don't know why it gives, like you could very well be a godsend right now. And with the hawk, you could be sending divine messages out all the time, whether you realize it or not. Because sometimes this is where you do things and that's exactly what somebody needed to see or hear. This, like, I know that was straight from God because whatever you said spoke to them in a way that it's almost like you spoke to their heart, you touched their heart in some way. And that message really broke through what feels like in ways that maybe someone knows that they need to listen to. It honestly feels like an energy of like you knew that was what you needed to hear. I do see learn the truth and leadership. Okay, so I definitely feel like you could be finding out information about. When I see learn the truth, going back to A Course in Miracles, this has to do with like listening for what the Holy Spirit reveals. And then leadership is you gaining or seeing the divine message in that, hearing the voice of God and knowing what to do on the other side of you hearing the truth. Cut ties, okay? So I'm not sure what you're doing, but I definitely feel like Spirit is speaking today. Like I said, I don't know why this when the hawk energy comes through, you don't have to do a whole lot. All you got to do is listen, and Spirit's going to show you. This is going to mean that in certain situations, it is somebody saying something and something literally rolling right off their tongue, and you hearing more deeply, right? You hearing what's not being said, you seeing the truth in that, because spirit uses some aspect of that message or your divinity or the divinity in the message to be able to show you clearly, so that this could be like so that you protect yourself, right? So that you do what it is that this is like, so that you take control, take your authority, right? Or use your authority in a certain way. That's what I feel like spirit is letting you know, so you don't maybe give up your power. It can also be like so that you know how to use your power, right? This could be like to elevate a situation or a circumstance, to break through. Look at this, roots. Yeah, this could certainly, obviously, roots can refer to um, spell work. You guys know that roots, curses, hexes, jinxes, things of that nature. It could also refer to like history, especially since I'm starting off talking about like ancestors, ancestor music, things like that. This could be a message of divinity. It could be to get back to your roots. It could be to listen to, maybe it is some aspect of like your ancestors may be speaking to you about some things that you're doing right now, speaking to you very clearly. I do see the Strangers card here at the bottom of the deck. So this could certainly have to do with like planting a seed, watering the seed, knowing like maybe like what's at the root of a relationship or a circumstance. Um, and it could be one where there's some aspect of like unfamiliarity. I feel like spirit is talking to you and is telling you perhaps what's behind that. Okay, and I feel like you are in one way or another using that to as a means of your power. I see love here. Okay, love. And this is something that I probably haven't touched on enough, but you know, in this energy, sometimes the root of something is love, right? And you could be here, like, this could be like somebody saying something and it's coming from a good place, right? It's coming from their heart. It's speaking to the love that they have, whether for you, for themselves. And spirit will allow you to see that too, and give you peace with what could be like accepting that, right? Or what could be like leading the way to love. I see cut the cords twice. So this could certainly be like releasing. It's almost like in situations where there are lessons, cutting the cord to the lesson so that you can produce the blessing. Yeah, releasing what could be like the need to learn by following the divine guidance that's being given. But that being like a new path, perhaps, is what it feels like. Free spirit is here, opportunity. Okay. Something makes me feel like there's something coming through today. It's literally the voice of God that's perhaps freeing you. It feels like releasing you from something that had you tethered. That's what I feel. Something had you tethered to the past, and it feels like you didn't know your power or your authority in a situation, or what feels like how much liberty you had. Um, and so I feel like it kept you from taking opportunities, maybe even taking some sort of chances. But something's coming through today as a liberating truth that's going to give you your power back, give you your authority back, so that you are, I feel like, free, if you will. This is going to open some sort of door or portal to you to a time of life where you're going to experience a lot of growth. So I feel like you can anticipate that, guys. Let's go over to Patreon and check in with a deeper tarot message for members. Like the video, share, subscribe, join us using the link below, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.